What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we are going to be going over none other than WarGreymon X-Antibody. So this deck is going to be phenomenal this set. It is one of the best decks for shutting down security control. So let's dive in the video and talk about it. So let's go over the list. First off, we have none other than 4 of the Draw Koromon. So as long as you are a Omnimon or Greymon, you get to, when you attack, draw a card. Very powerful, keeps us the momentum and tempo going. Very useful all in all. We want to be able to stay relevant in the match, and gaining that draw is important. And then one last card, we do have Gurimon. So Gurimon is if this Digimon has 6,000 DP or more, draw a card. Since we are climbing with X Antibody stuff, the only time it doesn't really do anything is if we're just on regular Greymon. But with a lot of our card effects, we kind of get there anyway. We get above our threshold. We reach 6,000 very easily. So all in all, we are playing 5 draw rookies. So that'll always be live. So I can live with that. Hopefully you can too. So next, let's talk about the rookies themselves. And that is really important, actually. So first off, we are playing for Agumon X-Antibody. This card lets you Digivolve on top of an Agumon for free. But on play, when Digivolving, reveal 3 cards from the top of your deck. Add 1 Greymon or Omnimon in its name and 1 X-Antibody option among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of the deck in any order. So, basically, this is our searcher. He is one of our new searchers that really do help out, round out the deck. Really important to keep that in mind, that we want to be able to be explosive and add stuff. Next, we are playing 4 of the Agumon promos. The promo, while this Digimon has Greymon in its name, it gets plus 2,000 DP. Things to know about this. The reason why JP doesn't actually have many of their lists topping with this promo in it is because during their Ultimate Cups or Evolve Cups or whatever they are, the 32-man tournaments, they restrict this card out of the deck. So that's why most of the lists that top in the bigger events for them don't have this. And that's just because the promo is restrictive. So just one of those things so you know. Next, we are playing 3 of the Agumon that searches for a Greymon and an Omnimon. So as long as you find both, you get to add both, but you will be adding 1. So it does not matter in the situation, but that's how that goes. Next, we're going to go get 2 Agumon from Starter Deck 7. This one is when this Digimon attacks a player, it gets 2,000 DP for the turn. Really important because that makes magic numbers, and this helps out clear out game wins. And that is our pretty solid rookie lineup, don't you think? I think this is pretty much a solid core. I think changing that around wouldn't matter as much, but we got our power boosters, we got our swingers, that's all we care about. Now let's move on to our beautiful champions. We are playing 4 of the beautiful Greymon X-Antibody. So this card, Digivolving for 0 on top of a Greymon, which really does help out. It extends our plays. And then all turns, when this Digimon has Greymon or Omnimon in its name, and an effect would delete this or return it to hand or deck, you may trash 2 of the same level Digimon from this Digi-Evolution to prevent doing that. See, the thing is, which is weird to me, because this deck instantly has so many ADP effects, I don't understand why they needed to do this to the Greymon line. Gurimon needed this more, so it should have went to Gurimon, and the battle phase, they need more here. Because again, they can get up to magic numbers, but sometimes climbing over things was their rough point. Because they are in-house ADPs, so they didn't have much to worry about. They needed battle protection more than they needed the option protection. And then we have Greymon with security checks. This one is just basically as is. You're going to get extra security checks and punish your opponent. Clear out that security real nicely. Then finally, Greymon from BT-05. This card reads, when Digivolving, if this Digimon has Agumon in its name, in the Digi-Evolution cards, gain 1 memory. Sorry, the bracket is Agumon. So you have to have an Agumon. You can't just have X Antibody. Agumon X Antibody or Toy Agumon, anything like that. This requires the Agumon. So you just have to have a regular. So if you Digivolved Agumon into X Antibody and then Digivolved into Greymon here when it's out, instantly that is a gain 1 memory situation because there is an Agumon in source. And then if this Digimon has Omnimon or Greymon in its... Okay, please. In its name, this Digimon gets plus 2000 DP. So just straight up gas power. So we got plenty of power. We got a protection. We got an extra security check. I think we're pretty solid in our champion lineup, don't you? So let's dive into Ultimate, shall we? We are playing 3 of the new promo MetalGreymon Alterius mode. So it can Digivolve for a MetalGreymon, which is good. So it's a free Digi-Evolution there. But also, when this Digimon is also treated as MetalGreymon, so keep that in mind. If you have a tamer in play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5000 DP or less, instantly killing any 5000 DP blockers or memory blockers, anything like that. And then when this Digimon has Greymon or Omnimon in its name, an effect would delete it, return it to your hand or delete it, or deck. You may trash 2 of the same level of this Digimon's same level in this Digi-Evolution sources cards to prevent that from leaving play. So basically, it's the Greymon clause, X Antibody clause on the Ultimate. Not a bad trade-off. Then we do have MetalGreymon X Antibody at 3. So the reason why we're playing this card is it can Digivolve on top of a MetalGreymon. So when Digivolving, if this Digimon gains security check +1. So on top of, let's say, an Alterius mode, since it is on in battle, deck, graveyard, all that counts as a MetalGreymon. When he Digivolves into this, he'll gain that extra security check, but also this Digimon has MetalGreymon or X Antibody's evolution. Delete one of your opponent's 3. This Digimon gets plus 3000 DP until the end of your opponent's next turn. So what's really nice about that extra 3000, it carries over as you climb up, and it's just really good. Just one last thing about Alterius mode is that in raising, it does not count. So you can't just go free over this. That will not work. He is Alterius mode in raising. And next, we are playing MetalGreymon with Piercing. So just in case we can swing in your opponent's Digimon, or they have a blocker up and we can still pierce in. When this Digimon attacks a player, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4000 DP or less. We don't really care about that effect. It does help out in some situations. But when this Digimon has Machine or Dragonkin in his traits, gains Piercing. So basically, everything here will do that for us, except for our guys here. The Ultimate lines, if you Digivolve on top of him, he won't have the Piercing. So just keep that in mind. He does lose that Piercing ability because they aren't Dragonkins or Machines. So let's move into our Dragonkins. We play 3 WarGreymon X-Antibody. So the reason why we're playing this card is because it's the heart and soul of the deck. It Digivolves for 1 on a WarGreymon. Really good. And then when a card is removed from your opponent's security stack, gain 1 memory. And then end of attack, if a WarGreymon or X Antibody is in this Digi-Evolution cards, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with DP less than or equal to this DP. So he can, with the boost inheritables we have, we can pop 17s very easily. So just something to think about. We get an extra chance at blowing things up. Just something really important here. And then we do have WarGreymon. So WarGreymon is when Digivolving. Come on. Boop, boop. There you go. When Digivolving, this Digimon gains security check +1. So what's really nice is he gives an inheritable security check, so it's really good. But when your turn, this Digimon does not activate security skills on options you check. So basically, when you swing in, if they have an option revealed in, their options are offline. So this really helps in the security control matchup and anything else that is just straight nasty. And then one last card we are playing is EX1 Blitz WarGreymon. The reason for this is while this Digimon attacks a player, if you have a tamer in play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with blocker. Since we are attacking first, we get to blow things up, and this helps out against the MetalGreymon matchup. At least playing one of it, if you see this, and they are playing MetalGreymon blocker, you could win the game very easily because you swing in, attack. As long as you have X Antibody in, you'll activate this when in Digivolving to pop the MetalGreymon, and then X Antibody go into your WarGreymon X Antibody, and boom, you are applying so much pressure there. So it's just something to think about, and it's pretty solid of a list. That is our level 6s. Next, we are going to go into our level 7s. We are playing 2 Blitz Omni, who straight up just blitz for game or swing into one of our opponent's Digimon, and we can get it off the board. Really helpful, very useful. And then we have Omnimon X Antibody. So when attacking, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with DP less than or equal to this Digimon's DP. Really powerful. But also, when an opponent's Digimon attacks, you may trash 2 sources from this Digi-Evolution cards to end the attack. So you get to shut down their stuff. But this also gets to Digivolve for 3 on top of your Omnimon. Or if you Digivolve on top of your level 6, it costs 6. So something to think about there. So that is our level 7s. Next, let's talk about the tamers, boys and girls. We are playing 3 Tai Kamiya. This will set us to 3 all the time, but all your red Digimon with 4 or more Digi-Evolution cards gain security +1. So we can just swing in and punish our opponent. Really love that kind of effect. So we're going to get more security checks, more power. We gain more memory through X Antibody, stuff like that. So, you know, WarGreymon X Antibody. Then we play 3 of the beautiful Cool Boy. So on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with X Antibody and its traits, and 1 option with X Antibody and traits among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of the deck in any order. And then when one of your Digimon digivolves into the same level Digimon with X Antibody and traits, you may suspend this tamer, gain 1 memory, draw a card. So that's how that's going to play out. We got gain a memory, draw a card, extender of plays, or making our WarGreymons free. That's what we like. Our X Antibody WarGreymons free. And then Tai to give us extra security checks. That is our tamer lineup. That is pretty solid, I think. Next, we do have 2 X Antibody options in most lists right now. If you are playing X Antibody, you should be playing at least this. I think Grandis is like the small exception, but this lets you pretty much climb up for free. And then this card in security gains you a memory and adds to your hand. And then just being able to place this underneath for nothing is awesome. And then finally, red memory boost. You know the drill here. Is basically try to dig deeper. Look at the top 4, add a red Digimon card to your hand, and then delay effect so that you have extra memory to play on your turn. So that is our WarGreymon list. What did you guys think of it? Let me know down in the comments, and hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!